Hey, so look, this is Diego. This is another episode of Onna Bean. I have a guest with me today. Would you like to introduce yourself, my good brother?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Jay Gonzalez. I'm one half of Good Soup Productions, based out of Northeast Philly. My wife and I, my wife Marie and I, we actually also host our own podcast, Good Soup After Dark, and we facilitate The Recipe. It's another channel we run that we interview like artists, musicians that talk about their music.
Okay. So this is Onna Bean. I'm gonna run down the rules to you real quick and let you know what's going on, and then
Sounds
we can
good.
get into it. But before we get into it, I want you to talk just more about what you got going on, like some specifics, like any events, any projects coming up after the rules. After the rules, you feel what I'm saying? So
Sure
I'm gonna break down the rules. So basically, it's gonna be 3 rounds. Okay, each round you would get a basic interview questions to tell your story about everything, and this each round, at the end of each round, you would get a hard question. And if you have a choice to either answer this hard question or eat a jelly bean. Um, each round, the jelly beans increase. So round one, you gotta eat 1 jelly bean. Round two, you gotta eat two. Round three, you gotta eat three. Now you can spit them out. You can spit the jelly beans out, and you also have a chance for the jelly bean to actually be delicious or nasty. So hopefully, if you do dodge some questions, you could get some tasty jelly beans.
Gotcha.
But if not, I actually have to go get a trash can just in case. Hold on.
Sweet.
Okay, so now you go with your trash can. So uh, before we get into the questions, I just want you to break down a little bit more, let people know more about what you got going on, like some specifics that they could some tangibles that they could do right now to kind of like find out about you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, one half of our production team, Good Soup, we have a weekly podcast, Good Soup After Dark. That's kind of one of the two like projects that we're consistently working on. We interview artists, authors, just any type of prominent person. We started this back in October, and we've been kind of going strong, doing weekly episodes, setting up interviews. We interview a lot of people based here in Philly, people based in Wilmington, Delaware, where we also work. And that's just like something that Marie and I are like real proud of. And then more recently, we launched what we call the Recipe platform. That's another channel on YouTube that we launched. We interview artists. We just have them break down the lyrics to their songs, like what the songs mean to them. And then because we're Good Soup, we kind of have this kind of cool gimmick going on where like in the beginning they break down like the parts of their song. We put up like this graphic with like nutrition facts.
That's
So
fair.
thank you. Yeah, so those are just like two things that we're really passionate about. We also do videography services, photography services. Marie's a graphic designer. So we just try to like encompass all like that kind of multimedia aspect of what people need. We help people create content. We do artist profiles where we kind of do set up like this, just a camera on a person, have an interview, and just kind of break down who they are. We're really strongly into like the interview format when it comes to content.
Okay, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. That they definitely should follow y'all. Y'all got a lot of content out. Y'all very dedicated. Definitely a lot of
Yeah, we
a lot of filming and editing with that one. I know that.
yeah we definitely try our best. Yeah, we have like a bunch of Instagram pages. Good Soup _PROD is the main production page, and it'll lead you to our other pages for Good Soup After Dark and The Recipe.
Okay. That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So, I want to start off. So we're gonna start round one.
Okay.
You ready? So you ready?
I'm ready.
You sure you ready?
I think so.
You was born ready, right?
I like to think so.
All right. So these are just gonna be some basic questions, though.
Okay.
I just want to know more about your story. I feel like you have an interesting story. I'm just gonna preface it. I feel like you have an interesting story, but you don't want to tell it for some reason.
You know what? I definitely, especially in the beginning, before we did the podcast, we did a lot of like interview type content, and I kind of hid behind the camera a little bit. Not saying that's what you're doing right now.
Right.
Like,
I'm hiding. I'm off camera. Yep.
Yeah, but like my wife Marie, my partner, like in all of this, she actually was the one that really pushed for us to do the podcast. And like while we both host it, I do sit in the chair with our interviewee a lot of the times and getting myself in front of the camera. So I'm like slowly kind of putting myself out there, putting my story out there. And fun fact, this is like my first sit down being interviewed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have 22 episodes of our podcast where I did most of the interviewing, so it's definitely different being in a chair. Mm-hmm. Being asked the questions. So.
Yeah, right. So speaking of questions, the first question is basically like, what is your connections to Conshohocken, PA?
So Conchi, little background about me. I'm not even from this area. I'm originally from New York. Conshohocken, so my previous job, I was working down in Virginia. I was actually in the Navy at one point, and from there I went on to like we'll call it I was a cable guy in the telecom field. Okay. I was a cable guy, and I wanted to get back closer to New York. That's where I'm from. My parents are from, my family's from New York, so I wanted to get back closer. I think this was about 2019, and I'm looking at available positions that I could transfer to, and I'm like, what's closest to New York? And I'm like, Conshohocken. What the hell is a Conshohocken? And I looked it up, and I saw like how close it was to Philadelphia. Saw that it was like a 3-hour drive from where my parents stayed in New York. So I put the transfer in, and 2 weeks later, I got a U-Haul and I moved up here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I currently live in Northeast Philly.
Okay. Yeah.
But Conshohocken was like where I first moved to when I moved to this area.
Okay. Cool. I live up Northeast Philly too. So yeah, it's definitely good areas, some bad areas. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It's
For
different.
sure.
So yeah. So you were born in New York, basically. Like, so you wasn't born in Philly, PA.
No. I was born in New York City. I was born in the Bronx. And when I was like 8 or 9, we moved like an hour upstate. And like I said, from there, I actually joined the Navy.
Right.
I lived all over the place, ended up being stationed in Virginia and then settling there when I got out. And yeah, just ended up in Conshohocken.
Conshohocken.
Yeah, but I moved out of there about like 2.5 years ago at this point.
Right. So yeah, I visited New York a couple times, but like I never grew up in there. I know Philly is completely different than New York. Like it's like a bigger New York. What would you say? I mean, Philly's
New York is smaller, like landmass, but I mean, it's different. There's obvious differences, but
right.
I mean, at this point, like I spent most of my adult time like in this area, like in the Philly area, like hanging out in Philly, like where I've consistently lived in one area. For, like I think this is the longest time I've lived in one area. So I'm kind of growing this like connection to the city.
Oh wow.
And then kind of like immersing myself in the scene as much as I can with like different artists, like open mics, events.
Right.
I feel a little bit more of a connection to Philadelphia at this point.
Right. That's good. That's good. So, like, since you got that like New York, Philly in you, I will ask you not a tough part of the tough questions, but basically cheesesteaks or pizzas.
Okay, so I am vegan. Right now, I turned vegan about 2.5 years ago.
Right, you ate a cheesesteak and you ate a pizza. You know what I'm talking about.
I have, and from what I remember, I'm gonna say pizza. I did like D'Alessandro's out in I think that's like Roxbury, Manioc area. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That was the spot I preferred.
Yeah. Good.
But yeah, no, I would have to say pizza. I miss pizza the most out of the two, and that's what I was bringing up with the whole vegan thing, because I definitely miss like some dairy, definitely miss some meat products, you know what I mean? But right. I would have to say pizza.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. That was a tough one for me. I wouldn't know what to say. From Philly, I would have to say the cheesesteak. I don't know.
That's fair, man. That's fair.
But pizza, I feel like everybody loves pizza. My son loves pizza. So it's like...
You know what? You can find a spot that does a Philly cheesesteak pizza.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point right there. So this question might come out left field, right? So, sure. But I want to know, who is Complex and is he still the man?
So that was an old Navy buddy that I had. I mean, this was maybe like 15 years ago. We kind of lost a connection. I don't even think that's his like Instagram name anymore.
All right.
But he was the man. I'm sure he is still the man. He's definitely a man. I hope he's doing well.
Okay.
But yeah, that's someone. I think that was probably like maybe my first or second. That's off of my personal profile, and that's probably like my first or second like Instagram post like ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I first started with Instagram back, I think it was like 2010 or 2000. I thought it was just a photo editing app, so I was just like putting any picture up there, and then I realized that other people saw it, so like I took a bunch off. But I used Instagram like very briefly back then, and then I really started using it again only like maybe like 5 or 6 years ago.
All right.
So, but yeah, shout out to whatever your Instagram name is, man.
So y'all lost touch, y'all.
Yeah, that was like a Navy buddy, but I mean, like I said, I'm sure he's still the man out there somewhere.
Hey, maybe we could kind of reconnect y'all, see if y'all what's up. Hopefully y'all didn't have no falling out or anything like that. But so also I want to know, are the glasses for seeing?
They're like blue light glasses.
Okay.
And also to hide my lack of personality. I'm just kidding.
That was a Freudian slip right there. I don't know. It's like, no. All right. So because you wear glasses a lot. I've really seen some of the content where you didn't have like glasses on. So like you really prefer glasses over like not glasses.
Definitely in front of the camera too. I think that's like kind of a page out of like Casey Neistat's book.
Okay.
Well, he wears like the dark Ray-Bans, and like his reasoning is like you can't see his eyes when he's like in front of the camera. So like he might be like looking off in the screen like I'm doing right now.
All right.
But I mean, I don't have dark glasses, but I just felt like it's kind of like a cool accessory to have as well. Right. And like I said, I work in the telecom field or worked in the telecom field. So I'm in front of like a lot of computers and stuff. So they kind of help out with that too.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool. So, the world definitely want to know, did you get better at golf?
No, absolutely not. I'm terrible.
You're still bad at golf, man.
Terrible at golf, man. I bought clubs and everything, and I tried getting into it, but nah.
You love golf shirts, though, right?
I love them, man. They're breathable. They're comfortable. These are actually golf pants. It's comfortable clothes, man.
At heart, you're a golfer, man. You know that. You're a golfer.
I'm a golf cart driver. I'm the type of guy that quits by like the 5th hole and is like, you know, guys, I'll drive you around. It's fine. Okay. But I'm not that great at it, man. I'm not that good. I'm not even that bad. I'm just terrible.
Just terrible?
Just terrible.
All right, cool. We gotta get some courses going, man. We gotta go hit the greens and go get some courses going.
I paid for some, and then I just nothing ever stuck.
All right, so this is the end of round 1. I got one more question before we end it. This is a very simple question. Have you heard about GTA 6 releasing, and how do you feel about it?
It's one of 2 games that I may lose my job over. So, like, I'm hoping I can actually devote some real time to it. Like, when GTA 5 came out, kind of a funny story. I got out of work. It was when I was, like, pre-ordering games from GameStop.
Right.
Got out of work, like, drove like I was in GTA to the GameStop. Got home, played it. 2 weeks later, I get a red light ticket. Because I took an illegal right turn on a red light or something trying to get into the GameStop. So I pulled a GTA getting a GTA.
Yeah, they don't get tickets in GTA, so you had to pay that ticket though, right?
No, but like whenever it comes out, I mean, who's not gonna play it, man?
Yeah, I'm mad that they're not releasing it on PC though. Like, you're a console guy, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a PC guy, so like I gotta wait. So they kind of like forcing me to buy a console. If you what console you play with? What you do, like,
PS5.
PS5. Okay. Why don't you like Xbox? I'm always curious because I'm wanting to get a console now, so I'm trying to figure out.
I was the type that would always get both.
Okay.
So like when I had the Xbox 360 and then what was it, the PS3 at the same time, I had the PS4 and the Xbox One or whatever at the time, and then I bought the PS5 and I just I don't play as much as I used to. and I don't play online as much as I used to. And then just the PS5 was just available when I wanted a new console. I got it like during the pandemic, so it was like hard to get your hand on a console.
Yeah.
That was the one I got my hands on.
Hey, you connected, man. Let me find out. We got to have a conversation after this, man. All right, so it's time for your first hard question. Are you ready?
Okay.
Are you ready? You sure you're ready?
Yes, sir.
This is this is a weird one. So, what is the nastiest thing you ever done at somebody else's house?
So I'm gonna preface this by saying I don't drink anymore. Like at the end of a party, I don't know why. Like I just wanted to keep drinking, so like people left bottles out, and I drank from them. This is back when I was in the Navy. I was trying to like that's probably the nastiest. Like I flushed the toilet. I never clogged anyone's toilet. You know what I mean? Like I'm usually polite in people's homes, but but I remember the next morning. Like my friend's husband, the one who hosted the party, he's like, "Oh, someone went around the house and cleaned up everything, like cleaned up all the bottles." Like, to be 22 again, that was pretty nasty. But,
all right, I think that qualifies as an answer.
Sweet.
I think that qualifies as an answer.
Never clogged the toilet.
That is crazy. All right. So you survived round one, and you didn't have to eat a jelly bean, so you on a good track already. You know what I'm saying? So we doing good already. So first question in round two, I would just want to say that it seems like you're really into like paintings, like paintings hanging up on the wall, like paintings.
Oh, not just
right?
any paintings.
Right. But I want to know who's your favorite painter besides your wife.
Oh, damn. That's a...
Ooh, you didn't know you think it was going to be that one.
Well, I like the caveat of besides your wife, because it's like, I'm not saying that I like... I mean, first and foremost, I like most of the paintings you see, like, especially when we shoot our podcast, like, we have this pretty cool loft apartment in the Northeast. Mm-hmm. And that's, like, all her stuff. But I think I'm going to shout out Tony Holland. She's another painter that we met. She's out of New York City. She's pretty cool. She does a lot of shows and stuff in Philly as well. Yeah, maybe I can give you the @ later on. I think it's like @ Tony ToniHolland.
Okay.
So yeah, throw it up she's a pretty good. She's a pretty dope painter. She does like her favorite to do. We actually interviewed her on the podcast as well.
Oh, you did.
So like one of her favorite pieces, like her style, like she likes to do like a lot of self portraits. Mm-hmm. She likes to do like some realism. She does a lot of stuff with like these weird funky things with like teeth. It's like her style is pretty eclectic. Right. But yeah. So
okay. That's good. That's good. So what is profound art?
So profound art. I forgot we have that page as well. So Maria and I, was this last year? No, the year before. So yeah, the year before. Oh, okay. Sorry. So February 2024, last year. Like at this point, like Maria and I were doing like street markets, selling her art. I think we did like an art show or two. And we threw this art show at our loft apartment. Like we invited artists to come over, like set up tables, display the art on the wall. We actually hired CSW to be our DJ for that. Okay. So shout out to him. Yeah, we had people perform, we had people sing, we had people just kind of show off their art, and it was just kind of like our way of. It's like kind of our vision to like help other artists, like just kind of have a space where they can be artists and be professional and kind of just like exchange their work and exchange their ideas in a safe space. Mm-hmm. Like I said, Maria and I were doing like art markets to sell her art. And we found kind of the experience a little bit daunting, especially because we were just starting it. And profound, it was just kind of like a play on words almost. Like pro as in professional, and found like, you're founding a business.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me. Funny thing is, actually, we tattooed the word profound on each other. Marie's a tattoo artist.
Wow.
She does everything, but she's a tattoo artist, and we actually tattooed the word profound. She did me over here. I think I did your left arm in the back. Mine looks terrible, but the one she did on me looks great. But yeah, so profound artist, just like we want to.
I'm sorry.
But she loves it. But like profound is still a vision of ours. It's kind of taking a little bit of a back burner, with Good Soup and like the things we're doing with the video production. But we do want to like kind of at some point be able to like curate, just like an artist friendly kind of atmosphere events with the objective of like, networking. And I think it's not too far off from what you do. I mean, I did a little research on you too, man.
Yeah, I'm a research guy. I'm trying to be like Narwhal, if you ever heard about him. Like, yeah.
No, I hear you. Are you the feds?
No. No incriminating questions. No DJ Vlad. I got you.
That's the same thing I tell people when I interview them. Like, this is a positive space. I'm not trying to get the salacious stuff.
Yeah.
Not DJ Vlad. We're not Adam 22. We're not.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of funny you said that.
So did that spin off into like another.com? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Mahari Art?
So Mariri Art, that's actually my wife Marie. She goes by Marie Ree. And Mariri Art was just kind of a play on that name, and that's just that's her art business and that's her art page.
Okay.
So like if you're interested, maririart.com is where you could buy a lot of her paintings, postcards, prints, stickers.
Right.
So yeah, Mariri Art kind of came first before everything.
Okay, actually. So that came before like the profound art. So it's like,
yeah. Honestly, a lot of what I do today, and I'm not just saying this because she's sitting behind you. Like I genuinely mean this. Like a lot of what I do today is because of like how she pushed me.
Okay, that's dope.
Honestly, before I met her, like I was just some cable guy, played a lot of video games, didn't really do much, like didn't really go out and meet people. And I used to make shit posts on TikTok. And she saw like a couple like these videos that I made, like I edited on like iMovie.
All right.
And she was like, she essentially like kind of saw the potential in it. Mm-hmm. And being that she was a photographer and had the Adobe suite, she kind of put me onto like Premiere Pro. And that's when I started learning how to like edit. Right. So like I handle like all the editing for our videos. Okay. And that push really came from her. So Marie Art is honestly what really started all of this.
Hey, that's dope. That's a good backstory right there. Like, that's definitely dope.
Better than drinking other people's beers.
Well, we got 2 more questions after that. So we still got 2 more hard questions. So we don't know. We don't know what I can ask, right? Are you a chef? I just want to know. Can you cook?
Yeah, I actually back in high school I did we had like a technical school that we would go to for half the day. From the high school I went to, and I did a culinary arts program for 2 years. Okay. And then that was like my first initial like dream, like what I want to do. I still cook today, like especially with like the vegan stuff. I'm kind of newly vegan with my wife. Been mostly vegan. I can't give up sun chips, but no, like especially now, like trying to do like creative things with like vegan foods, more than just salad and tofu. Yeah, like right. We still eat all that, but like, like we both try to do like creative things in the kitchen when it comes to eating in that way.
Right. Okay. That's pretty good. Cause my dad is like a chef. Like he likes to cook. So I'm just dabbling into food. I be watching like the YouTube content. There's a couple of YouTube guys that be like cooking, showing the recipes and baking and stuff like that. Have you ever tried to do like any content around like your cooking?
That's actually where we first started with the video stuff. I don't know how much research you did, but if you go into like my personal TikTok, started trying to do the whole vegan thing. So actually around that time that we started, I broke my tailbone doing something else I suck at, skiing. So I broke my tailbone skiing and I couldn't sit, I couldn't lay down, and I took like a month off of work.
Okay.
And at that time, like we're really getting into like trying to figure out how to do videos, and we got actually tried to get into that space a little bit. I remember like we didn't have like real camera equipment, so like we got PVC pipe, made like a rig to like zip tie the phone to do like overhead stuff.
Right.
And yeah, we kind of dabbled in that a little bit, but like I don't think our hearts were really into it. Like I definitely enjoy like the editing process and like making the videos, but like actually like doing cooking videos.
It was the dishes, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who's washing all these dishes after this?
But yeah.
Go ahead. No, what you about to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say like that's kind of where we first started, at least with the video stuff.
Okay. Yeah, because that's pretty interesting. Like, what's your favorite recipe? What you would say? Like, what's your favorite thing to cook? Like, if it was like a Friday or Saturday, Sunday, something like that, just a chill day, you just camping out in the crib, you and your wife. And
I like just in general, I like stir fries.
Stir fries.
Yeah,
I like stir fries too. Go ahead though. Like what type of stir fries though?
So we've been hitting like an Asian mart near where we live quite a lot. So like I really like the Chinese broccoli, and like just we do that in a lot of like like the fake soy based meats or the gluten based meats.
Okay.
So I like to make some like stir fries out of that, mix that with some noodles or some rice. It's kind of easy. It's fun. It's got oil, so it's fatty. It's great. But yeah, just in general, I like stir fries.
Okay. Yeah, they're real quick and easy. You just throw it in the pot, saute it up a little bit. You probably do a lot of extra stuff.
Yeah, so it's not really that quick. Like if a lot of times she's shaking her head. A lot of times if I'm cooking, like she's like, I'm hungry. It's like, all right, it's going to be about an hour and a half because I'm going to do all this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I cook every Sunday, so my girl go through the same thing. It's just like, I got this new recipe I want to try. Like, I don't even know how to do it. I'm going to make assassin spaghetti today. Like, but yeah, that's crazy. So I got one more question before we get into the next hard question for yourself. All right, so I know this is a tough question for you. You feel what I'm saying? Cats or dogs?
Both.
Both?
So we actually have.
That's a cheat.
No. We actually have. So listen, we have 3 cats and we have an English Bull Terrier, dog. And if you're familiar with Chico from Next Friday, or Spuds McKenzie from the Budweiser, that's the type of dog we have. If I had to pick one, I do have my 3 cats tattooed on me because like from Marie.
She's your tattoo artist, yeah.
Yeah, I have 12 or 13 pieces from her.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. I feel like that's very intimate. I don't want to get too sentimental, but that's very deep right there. Like, that's dope.
So I guess cats. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, you can see that, cats.
Is that a cat with like a nun hat on? Hold on, I'm too far. I'm a little blind.
So like
that cat always to this. Oh no, I see it now. Okay.
This cat right here.
Yeah. No, it looked like it had something at the top, but it's just his fur. It's his fur.
Yeah. Well, no, he has a beret on, and then
they are wearing hats, right?
And this cat has a bonnet, and this cat has glasses.
Oh, that's fire.
And then I have she tattooed my childhood dog on my bicep, but I'm not gonna undress for this podcast.
No. That wasn't the intention right there.
But okay, if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the cats.
Okay. All right, that's what I wanted to know. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all got both. So, I just wanted to know what you prefer. Because they different. They're slightly different. Cats are very, like, subtle, sneaky, and, like, don't touch me. Dogs are, like, very, like, in your space, like, come on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, let me be here. I want to be next to you. Like, it's just a different experience.
Our dog is an 85-pound lap dog. He doesn't know how big he is.
All right. Now this up for a tough question. I don't know. You ready for this?
Sure.
Ready for another one? All right, so let's see. I got a list of them, so I'm just trying to see which ones I want. All right, so was there... Describe a situation where you was like morally compromised and you had to make a decision that went against your moral code, and how did you deal with it? Sorry, I know
I'm such a good guy. It's so hard to answer this. And I mean, that's a joke. I mean, we all do things that are morally compromising, and we find ways to justify it for sure. I'm just trying to think of a good example. A good example. You know what? I'll do a jelly bean.
Okay, so this
is round 2, so it's 2.
Yes, it's 2 jelly beans this time. So that's some jelly beans.
Oh, so you're not stacking it from the first one. Okay.
No.
Do you know which is which? Because I'll do a nasty one. I'll do 2 nasty ones.
I'll let you pick.
No, I'll let you pick. Oh, okay. All right, so I got to try to figure this out. I want to hit a nasty one, right? So, like, the blue one could be deceptively like, oh, it's probably fruity. It's going to taste fine. But this is probably going to be worse than this weird-looking one that has the dots in it.
Okay, so the blue one.
Don't tell me what it is.
No, that's that part of the game. I'll tell you what it is, so you could.
Oh,
build some suspense. So the blue one is either blueberry or toothpaste.
Okay.
And the green one is either juicy pear or booger.
It's like green with like dots. Is that the
green?
same thing?
Yep. Is either juicy pear or booger, and then the other one is either berry blue or toothpaste.
All right, let's try some toothpaste. Berry blue.
I was suspenseful. I didn't know. I'm like, oh, you're a trooper. You could just chew through toothpaste like that. Okay.
And then this could be what again?
Juicy pear or booger.
Oh, pear.
Oh man. Oh, see,
no, I'm just joking. I think it's the booger one.
The fact that you are not sure is crazy. Like, like it couldn't have been bad, dude. You just ate the whole. You were trying to like figure out the exquisite taste of it. Like, were you tasting the ingredients right now?
I feel like it's supposed to be the booger one, but.
Oh man. All right, that's a first. That's a first right there. All right. All right.
It's got a weird aftertaste.
That was probably the booger. I don't know.
Yeah.
You think it was? You want to clean your palate? You got some peanuts over there if you want to.
No,
all right. It says funny aftertaste. Just trying to help. All right. So, all right. Now we on round 3. Survive round 2. All right. So, I know that in 2003 you had started a media production company. You spoke about it a little bit earlier, but I just want to know, like, how has it been actually going for you? Like, what are like some of the challenges?
You said 2003 or 23?
2023. You started a media production company. Sorry about that slip. But yeah, you started the media production company. But how has it been going? Like, what have been some challenges that you've been facing?
Oh, where do you start? Oh man. I think since we started, we definitely pivoted from trying to do videography services to really just concentrating on our own production. I think it's the same challenges as you would get with like any other job. Like the jobs that you do aren't what you think they're going to be. Sometimes the people you work with are not who you think they are. Like especially because 2023 is not that far off. We're really still kind of new at this. So a lot of time is it's like, sometimes you offer free work to build up that portfolio, and sometimes people kind of take advantage of that. Or just like with any art, you just feel like sometimes people don't appreciate it. And I mean, those are the negative aspects of it, right? And not to say that there isn't any positive aspects. And your question specifically is like the difficulties. I could talk about like all the great stuff about it, like how it's really kind of opened me up socially. Okay. It put me in contact with really cool, talented people that I otherwise would not have been in contact with. Like there's plenty of positives, but I mean, if we're really focusing on the negative, like I said, it's just like any other job, okay. And sometimes that's that kind of that reality that it can be like any other job. Mm-hmm. Especially in the beginning, I definitely romanticized it.
Okay.
And I think I'm a little more realistic about it, especially when it comes to the videography front, especially when it comes to the content creation, making our own content. Like every idea you have is going to be that $1 million idea, right?
Yeah.
until you realize like, oh wait, no, it's gonna be a little more work.
Yeah,
than this.
a lot more work. It's always a
And
lot more work.
we kind of, I'll be honest, it's kind of like a more recent thing. Like the both of us had like kind of serious conversations about it and like the direction we're taking it. And like right now, there isn't a lot of money in what we do, us specifically. Like, and I think like not putting that on the back burner as far as making, like a living off of this, but not making it so much of the priority because it gets in the way of making the actual art or like the broadcast or, like if we concentrate too much on the money, we're just going to make bad art, I think.
Right.
Or like concentrate on not making enough money from this, we still have to work regular jobs,
Yeah, right. Yeah, that do make sense. Cause like I was just trying to figure out like, cause like when you starting off stuff, like you're a very business mind person, like from what I picked up. So I was just trying to figure out if it's some stuff that you could kind of like tell the person, like basically like your younger self, somebody that's like, about to just start doing it, like something that could help them get through that tough time.
I mean, honestly, I think just like anyone else, I would have told myself to start earlier. Like I had an interest, like I took photography classes in high school, I took videography classes, and then my life just lifed and I ended up in like the telecom field and something I'm not really like a fan of, but it paid the bills. And like right now, I appreciate you saying that I seem business minded. I think I'm more creative minded right now. I'm trying to figure out the business stuff because that stuff is, not gonna lie, it's difficult sometimes, wrapping your head around like, trying to figure out how to sell what you do. It's always fun making the stuff, right?
Right.
But if there was something I would tell myself is start earlier. Like, don't worry about what other people think. Like,
right.
I find myself, even with the difficulties of it, I find myself a little happier doing the stuff that I'm doing now. And I kind of wish I started sooner.
Okay. All right. So throughout the whole process, like, it's a lot to productions. I know shooting content, y'all gotta write scripts, you gotta set up the lights, you gotta do all this crazy stuff, set up the set, record it, all of that. So out of that whole process, do you like recording it or do you like editing it? Because it's both hard, right? Like
I think I like editing more. And like I've made this comparison in the past. I believe it's like I feel like I'm manipulating space and time with my keyboard, right? Mm-hmm. So like I really just fell in love with like just editing and period. Just like with the podcast, like so where we stay by the train tracks, unfortunately. And sometimes like when we record, it gets in the way. Like the train passes by, and like I love the parts where I have to like. Because I try to cut out as much of that as I can, but then I try to stitch the conversation so it makes sense. Mm-hmm. And we use multiple cameras when we shoot this, so I can like kind of mess around. Like I enjoy that process. Yeah. Like not to say, recording is fun. Like interviewing, like I said, we mainly do interview content, so interviewing is really fun. I like the process before it. Like we do like pre-screens when we talk to people as much as we can. Mm-hmm. Like we don't want like any surprises or like lulls in the conversation. So I really like that pre-screen process that we do. I like just sitting down and letting people just tell their story. I just like being in an audience for them as much as like probably more so than me being in front of the camera talking. I really like just kind of just giving somebody an opportunity to just tell their story.
Right.
So.
Because you did once say like that you enjoy, you basically like repeated it, like you enjoy interviewing a person more than you are being interviewed. You said earlier, like, this is new to being interviewed, kind of.
Yeah, no, this is my first, like, sit-down interview. So this is kind of cool. So thank you, by the way.
Yeah. So why do you feel like that is? Like, why do you feel like you want to interview other people but not get interviewed? Like, no, you don't got to get too deep. I'm just
no, don't get me wrong. Like, my feelings have definitely changed over time with that. That's why I'm kind of sitting here, right? I feel like I'm in a better place to do that mentally now. Kind of more or kind of less self-conscious. I'm still self-conscious. Everyone is. But, and then on top of that too, I'm like, I really want to push what we're doing, the work that we're doing. And we find that kind of putting ourselves out there, letting people know that we're people just like you it makes us more approachable. It makes us like, I feel like it helps us be more marketable in what we do. And like people see that there's real people behind just this content. Like I'm not just somebody that's trying to make their name bigger, you know, just by sitting behind a camera. Like I'm not saying
No.
But like that was definitely the mindset I had before. Like, oh, I could just sit behind the camera, just interview people, not say anything. You know what I mean? Just leave it on the person. But I think I've always also too kind of had like a I guess like a pipe dream of like being like a interviewer type host deal, like a late night show.
Okay.
You know, like your Jay Leno's or
right,
Conan
with the
O'Brien's.
desk and the
Yeah.
I'm saying you can still do it. It's not
I mean, we kind of do that with Good Soup After Dark. We have a big table that we sit behind. I mean, we share the table, but and that's kind of like where the After Dark name came from, at least for me. Just kind of like I would like to do like a late night show. I think like that's the dream, you know. Like, and of course, there's gonna be steps up to it. And if I don't necessarily hit that, like I'm just gonna keep working at what I'm doing currently and get better at it. But that's kind of like I feel like the goal, at least with this podcast interview format that we're doing.
All right, yeah, y'all got dope stuff. The quality is good. Like I know you don't care about the cameras and all of that too much, but what cameras you got? I know you don't want to keep it.
So no. I mean,
because it looks so good, bro. Like I don't know what you're doing out there, but whatever y'all got going on over there is amazing.
No, it's real ragtag. Like I mean, we run with a Sony Alpha 6400. I mean, it does 4K at 30 frames per second, so it's not like it does a job well. We also have like one of those DJI Osmo Pocket 3s. That we use for like a second camera.
Okay.
And then when we do the podcast, we do a 4-camera thing. So one on, you know, we do one on the guest, one wide, one on me, and one on Marie, and the last two are our iPhones.
Oh, y'all threw the iPhones. They are good cameras, though. Actually,
they're great cameras, man. They're great cameras.
That is
like
crazy.
I don't knock it at all. Like it's just how you put it together, you know. And I think, I mean, I've said in the past, like you've done your research. Like I don't necessarily. I'm not like one of these people that like care so much about the gear as much as I care of what I can do with it.
Right. Okay.
I think that once we get better with the platform and like, you know, we keep working the craft and money starts coming in, then yeah, we can get better equipment. But I'm not like really a gearhead. I'm not like really trying to find the next best camera and go into debt over that.
Right. No, I understand. Just for that little kid that's just out there that just want to do what you do. They could be like, all right, that's how he got it. All right, cool. You
yeah, no,
like
honestly,
giving
like
them
people,
like something to look up to, like to buy. You know how it is when you first kind of started. Basically, I'm pretty sure it was like you didn't know what camera to get. You had to figure it out, or did you? How did that go? Actually,
I just did a lot of Google search. I just really tried to look up something that was like in my price range that shot 4K. But I tell people all the time, like you were mentioning about like, you know, people asking like, you know, I'll talk to like some artists and they're like, oh, I want to shoot my own content. I should just get like a new camera. Like what kind of phone do you have? You have an iPhone 15. Like,
right.
Just use that.
Right. Get a tripod.
Like you don't need to get like, what if I want to shoot horizontal?
Turn your camera.
Put it on a tripod. Like, and it's more than sufficient. Like, your lack of equipment, and this is some cliche you hear online all the time, but your lack of equipment shouldn't stop you from making what you want to make. Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely some powerful words. So I got one more question before we get into the very last question.
Okay.
All right. So this is you could go as deep as you want on this question, but I just want to know, do you feel as though that, cause like y'all do a lot of stuff, right? Like, and y'all kind of like two person band crew. Like it's just y'all ribbon and running, right? Do you feel like the being consumed in that work, being consumed with editing and filming and everything, is still you? Like, is it still part of you? Like, is it still one, or is it separate yet? Or like, do you feel like you are the business? Like the business, like your work is your identity kind of thing. Like, do you feel that way?
Yeah. I do, for me personally. This should be a jelly bean question.
This should be a jelly bean? All right.
No. kidding. I'm kidding.
I can skip it.
No. Honestly, like I'll be honest and forthcoming. I mean, I drink strangers' bottles. No, so for me, well, I'll open up a little bit. And I mentioned it earlier, like I don't drink anymore, for instance. Okay. Definitely in the past, I've struggled with that. It's not something I've talked about it on my podcast and stuff.
Yeah, I struggle with it too. So like you resonating, bro. So
like, especially like when I started this pursuit with my wife, was like around the time I was like, I think I was slowing down the drinking, and in July 18th will be 2 years that I haven't drank. And, you know, someone with an addictive personality that really depended on a substance to make me happy. Like, in a way, I kind of replaced that with what I do. And sometimes I try to justify it. And sometimes it does get in the way of, like, other personal stuff. Like, I mean, Maria and I have had this conversation in the past. Like, I feel like it's become part of my identity. Like, I will prioritize doing that sometimes. And sometimes, like, I have a hard time finding that balance. But at the same time, too, this is, like, the thing that I'm in pursuit of that I want to get better at. This is the thing I think I'm meant to do, you know? So it's just like trying to, like, it's like part of me wants to try to find that balance, but part of me really just wants to keep pursuing this. So it's definitely something that I struggle with, like this being, I guess, my identity at this point. You know, you reached out, and I mean, you obviously sought out my personal profile, but like when you're like, oh, the personal profile, it's like, I don't push my personal profile. I manage the Good Soup page, I manage the podcast page, and I manage the recipe page. And that's most of my online work. Like, you know what I mean? That's my identity online, really. Like, that's how I reach out to people. That's how I make the connections we make. So yeah, in a way, it's really become part of my identity. I'm at the phase in my life right now, if I don't know if it's wrong or if it's right, and I hope I don't make a mistake trying to figure that out.
Right. Yeah, no, I identify with that too, because I work a lot. Like, if you talk to my girlfriend, she'll be like, this guy is like, I feel the same way. So, like, I definitely do struggle with that too, and alcoholism too. So it's like, we definitely have, like, similar, you know, trauma, I would say, but, you know, pretty sure we got different stories, you know.
Yeah, but, I mean, I'm sure drinking a lot doesn't come from a happy place for anyone.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it never does, right? All right, so, oh, my fault. You got anything else you want to say about that question before we go on to the last one? You want to parlay some more time before you got to eat? 3 jelly beans.
If you're struggling with alcoholism, there's hope out there. I didn't do like a 12-step thing. I just kind of really trying to figure out, like, for me, like, try to figure out what's important to me. And, but if you are struggling, like, just seek that help. You know, therapy helped me a lot. Some people do 12-step program, AA. I'm a huge advocate. Like, I don't shove it down people's throat, but if people are talking about, like, not wanting to drink, I'm usually like, just then stop. I'm the guy that'll tell you to stop, you know, if that's what you want. Like, if you want to party and you can handle yourself, like, God bless you. Like, you know, we've been at, like, night scenes doing our video work. I just, like, you know, I'm here to do a job, and, like, you know, if you want to stop, if you feel like you're at that point, then maybe you do need to stop. Seek help if you need it.
Those some strong words right there. Definitely some good words. So you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can you detail an instance when you manipulated public perception for your personal benefit?
Isn't that what I'm doing now? I mean, all right, you know, I could even make that a little more honest. Like, a lot of people don't know this. Like, this past year, you know, fuck it, I'll say it. Like, I lost my job earlier this year. Just started working a new job last week.
Okay, well, congratulations. You got a
new
job.
I think we're on the other side of that now.
All right.
You know, so, like, it was something I was real self-conscious about.
Okay.
And, like, you know, you mentioned, like, we put out a lot of content. I was unemployed. So like I was really, instead of just taking that time, and I probably took about a couple of weeks, I think, being depressed about it. And the other time I really tried to buckle down on, like what was important to me. Like I'm not going to get into details about my last job. It wasn't really amicable.
Okay.
But I tried to figure out what was important to me. And, what I was building with my wife and like the work that we do is really important to me. So I try to take whatever moments I can and just really pour into that. Of course I was still looking for a job, and I got one now, thank God, you still got bills to pay, right? But, I think in that time, like I was able to finish content quicker. And I think people just thought I was amazing. But, no, like I'll use this platform to kind of vent about that because that's something I've been kind of holding in for a little bit,
Okay.
I felt like an embarrassment with that,
All right.
not having a job. So,
Well, listen, you got one now, so you made it past the struggle. And I think that counts as a question because you were saying basically, so what is your answer to the question? What was your detail?
yeah, well, I think the answer was like, I don't know if it was like directly manipulating public perception for my own benefit as much as it was just like hiding behind the work.
Okay. So you were saying basically like the content and then with that. Okay. I get
I kind of use that to like I said, like for me, like I still feel kind of shame about it. You know what I mean?
Right,
so maybe
right.
that's why this answer kind of makes sense for me.
Yeah.
Because I felt shame about not having a job and I didn't talk to anyone besides my wife about it.
Right.
'Cause
But
it's
to
directly
everybody
affected.
else, you was doing phenomenal. Like,
I'm
you see what I'm
juggling a
trying
bunch
to
of
say?
things. Like
yeah.
people are like, oh, you went to work? Like I'm in my pajamas. Like, yeah, I'm at work right now.
Yeah.
But
Well, that counts as an answer. So you don't have to eat 3 jelly beans.
I mean, I'll eat them.
No. If you want to, are you volunteering to eat your jelly beans?
I mean, I don't
That's
want to
torture.
ruin the sanctity of your show, but I'm just kind of curious.
Yo, you're curious now. All right. Well, you definitely made it to the 3rd round. I just give you some probably what you want. How many you want? You want
I'll just do one.
Just one. All right. Cool.
Okay, so it's orange with red speckles.
Okay, so orange with red speckles. Okay, that's either peach. Hopefully it's peach. You had a good run last time because if it's not, it's barf.
It's more like dog food. Like, like the wet dog food that you open the packets?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. It tastes like how it smells. You know what I mean?
The fact that you could actually really just eat the jelly bean is like, that's crazy to me. Like, you're a trooper, bro. Like,
It's got a little sugar.
oh man, my fault. That's hilarious. Listen, I appreciate you being on the platform. Hopefully, I didn't too narwhal you to death.
No, this was fun. This was fun.
Is there anything else that you just want to say before, to the fans, before you go?
Well,
That bar started naked.
No, I see it.
All right.
I'll make sure to cover that label. They didn't pay you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you to Diego, Onna Bean. I'm really glad to be a part of this platform. This was fun. This is my first interview ever, so thank you.
Oh, wow.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, like I kept saying, like first I ever sat down, someone asked me questions, and it's always fun to be the one asking the questions, but it's definitely eye-opening to be the one, being interviewed. I hope my story was interesting, and if you're interested in what we do, again, the Instagram profile is at goodsoup_prod. I can lead you to the rest of our pages, the recipe platform, and GS After Dark. We're on YouTube, Good Soup _prod, and also at the recipe platform. And hey, like, if you're an artist, author, prominent person, activist, anyone, and you're interested in being on our podcast, if you hit up the Instagram page, we have an interest form you could fill out. And yeah, let's stay in touch and let's get to know each other.
All right. Listen, Jay, I appreciate you for being on the platform. You're a very brave spirit for doing this. And you're my second interview. So I'm new to this. So
oh, great job, man. Thank you for stalking me.
You're welcome, brother. No problem. You can do it anytime. All right. See y'all. Tune in to the next episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Peace.